Hey guys, John V from PhoneArena here. You're watching our video review of the Amazon Fire HDX 8.9. So it's a pretty competitive atmosphere right now in the tablet space. We've already seen the iPad Air 2, the stuff from Samsung's camp with its Galaxy Tab S tablets, and more recently the Nexus 9. But Amazon's here too. They're in the mix with their new tablet, the Amazon Fire HDX 8.9, which is a follow-up to last year's product in the Kindle Fire HDX 8.9. It sees some upgraded hardware in the hood and a new experience, but is it going to be enough to stand out in this crowded space? So Amazon didn't do a thing to change the design of the tablet. It's identical to its predecessor in pretty much every facet, though technically when you look at the spec sheet, it is a little bit different in terms of the overall size and weight, but hardly noticeable. It's still made of all plastic. It has a very modest look to it, soft touch matte finish, and you have the glossy top to accent it. It's not really stylish, we'd say, but it definitely gets the job done. They also didn't do too much with the display. From a spec standpoint, it's identical to the one from last year. 8.9-inch 2560 by 1600 display. And honestly, it's very effective for a lot of stuff, from watching videos to surfing the web, even reading books, magazines. Due to its sheer resolution, it's super sharp and detailed. And interestingly enough, they've also made some subtle improvements. For example, the brightness output is stronger at 533 nits, and it sports a better color reproduction than last year's model. So all the improvements there goes to show that it's still a sharp looking display. The Amazon Fire HDX 8.9 is running Amazon's most up-to-date experience, which is Fire OS 4, which is codenamed Sangria, and it's based on Android 4.4 KitKat. Now, it doesn't really change all that much from what we saw previously, just because the presentation and also the functionality, the basic functionality, are pretty much unchanged from before. And on top of that, of course, it adheres to all things Amazon. So if you love shopping for products on Amazon, or if you would like using some of their services like the Amazon Instant Video or Prime Music, of course, it all caters to that, which is great. Now, as far as the general platform is concerned, it's not quite as comprehensive or as rich compared to things like full-blown Android or iOS 8. It's just pretty basic. Some of the new features that they've included with the updated experience include things like support for different users. You have also a family library that allows you to share your Amazon account with another person. And you also have the same advanced streaming and prediction service that was first introduced with the Amazon Fire TV. So you get better prediction of what type of TV shows or movies that you like. And finally, it also features the same Firefly all-in-one capture tool that we first saw over with the Amazon Fire Phone. So it's a great shopping tool. Okay, so it's kind of lacking when it comes to the productivity side, but for a multimedia consumptive thing, it's fantastic. For starters, surfing the web's not a problem just because it loads it up very quickly. Very smooth controls, great performance. That's attributed to the mighty processor that's under the hood, a quad-core 2.5 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 chip, coupled with 2 GB of RAM. So it's a cutting-edge thing, and it's also fantastic for games. Every now and then you might see a little bit of a delay, but it's not really terrible. It's still a top-notch performer. It's also great for things like reading books, magazines, just because of that, super high resolution screen. It just gives a lot of detail, and also works well for watching videos. With the iridescent glow, it really captures your attention. When it comes to audio though, the dual rear-firing speakers that are kind of muted in tone, they deliver a total output of 65 decibels, so a little bit on the weak side. But interestingly enough, it does offer this new Dolby Atmos sound technology, which casts a 5.1 multi-channel sound field to create multi-dimension sound when you use the headphone jack. Surprisingly enough, its camera takes some pretty good photos. It's an 8 megapixel camera, which is accompanied with an LED flash, an f2.2 aperture lens. You have digital image stabilization, and up to 1080p video. Now, you get the best shots outdoors where lighting's plentiful, of course. With that, you can get some sharp looking details, proper exposure, and some punchy looking colors. Under lower lighting conditions, of course, you see some degradation in the way that details are softer looking. And on top of that, digital noise becomes a little bit more apparent throughout the shot. As far as its 1080p video recording quality, it's good, but not really great. It gets the job done, but it just exhibits a more softer tone. And on top of that, it suffers from this slightly wobbly jello effect as you're panning very quickly. Who knows what it is? It could be attributed to the new hardware or the optimizations with the platform, but whatever the case, the battery life here with the Amazon Fire HDX 8.9 is significantly better than that of last year's model. Now, in our own battery benchmark test, it achieves a mark of 9 hours and 32 minutes, which is pretty impressive considering that last year's unit reached only 7 hours and 46 minutes. And in our real-world experience, that essentially translates to roughly a day and a half of normal usage. So this tablet isn't for everyone. Go get it if you really love all things Amazon, just because the tablets we've seen closely integrates with all of Amazon's services and ecosystem, from instant Prime Video to its music service to reading books, magazines. It caters to that, and it's a fantastic shopping tool, but it's kind of lacking in the productivity side. That's where, you know, stuff like the Google Nexus 9 and even the iPad Air 2 is able to excel over this when it comes to the core experience. But the nice thing going for it also is the price point. It's $379 for the base 16GB Wi-Fi model. It's cheaper than the Nexus 9, but again, it's a matter of balancing out what's better for you. You want something that's going to be great for Amazon, or something that's going to be a little bit more well-rounded. We could of course recommend a handful of different offerings, but unless you really love all things Amazon, you might want to look at something else out there.